Okay.
So first things first, what's your name and how do you spell it?
My name is Cynthia Palermo, Cynthia. Palermo's Palermo.
Yeah. What would you say is the most enjoyable thing about your job so far?
I've been teaching for 13 years, and the most important thing is literally working with kids every day.
And what would you say is some of the more challenging parts of your job?
Most challenging is making sure that I can help anybody who needs it, because everybody has different needs. And sometimes students don't let you know that they need help. So you have to find ways to, keep on top of that, make sure everybody's okay. But yeah, just making sure that you can reach everybody who needs help can be a challenge.
Has there ever been an instance where you need to like extensively help someone, like say you're falling behind and so you had to like just give them an extra push?
Yeah. So I'm a mom, and so I approach teaching from that point of view. I've got 6 kids I've helped raise over the years, and they've all got their own challenges. So as a teacher, I kind of put that hat on and know that sometimes kids, for whatever reason, kind of dig themselves a little hole, is how I like to express it, and it can be overwhelming sometimes, and they don't know how to dig their way back out. And my job, not just as a teacher, but as a mom, is to make sure that, you know what, I'm here to help you dig out of that hole. And it might take some extra time, might take some extra help, but just so you know that I'm there to help you with that. I'm not just going to go, oh, too bad for you, figure it out yourself. No, I'm here to help you and make sure that I can get you to where you need to go. You have to come and work with me, of course, on that, but I just always like kids to know that, in the grand scheme of life, there's bigger things than my class, right, that you might have going on. And that's a huge deal. And then so for you to try to juggle that and try to still be doing well in school can be a challenge for you sometimes. So I just want you to know that I'm there to support you. And if we have to do extra things or give you more time to do stuff, that's totally okay.
All right. And now you teach civics and careers
And law.
Yeah, and law.
Yeah.
Would you say that there's some difficulties when it comes to like Aboriginal students or students of like other ethnicities when they come into your class and you have to explain things more thoroughly?
It depends what kind of gaps any student comes with to my class. And so challenge-wise, trying to identify what those gaps are. If I've got a student who's come from someplace else and I don't know them at all, compared to kids who I know who they are, they've grown up in Dryden, I know their families, I know a little bit about them that way. So that's the only challenge for me, is getting to know a student first. And if I know nothing about them, then I have to, figure out what those gaps are. For any teacher, I think that's a big deal. So whether you're Indigenous or you came from someplace else, there's that gap. I want to get to know you a little bit and then figure out what we can do to fill in gaps or whatever.
Yeah, because explaining law to Canadian citizens is easy because we've grown up with it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to someone who came from, say, like Egypt or France or something, where the laws are completely different.
Yeah. I just went to Teacher PD for civics in Toronto last week, sat at a table of teachers, and one teacher, 90% of her students were Syrian refugees. And there were kids that came with war trauma and didn't even know if they'd be staying or not. And so the challenge for her to teach them was like, wow, like there are bigger things going on in their life than going, oh yeah, Canada's great, you get to vote and get involved and that kind of thing. So I don't have that as much here. I've kind of opened my eyes a lot, but yeah, definitely challenges for sure. And that kind of thing shows up.
So with like things like that coming up, has that shifted your perspective at all in terms of like your teaching style?
I don't think so. I don't think I've really changed much at all, because I'm looking at every kid as much as I can. And so as long as I've got information, or I go find information about a student, no matter where they're from, just helps me to help them better, I guess, basically. So if there's somebody that's like, I don't know who the student is, how come they're not in class, what's going on, I go find out, and then I can better, help them or approach. But yeah, that does come up a lot. Yeah.
Okay, I guess one last one would be, what would you say is the most enjoyable thing about teaching the classes you teach?
I love law. because it's every day it's something new and everybody can have an opinion, and it's not the kind of course that you just sit there and read a textbook, the same thing over and over again. It changes every day. It's a lot harder because I teach myself new stuff every day, but I like when I've got a big class of kids and they're all talking. I don't want them listening to me necessarily. I want to hear what they have to say, and so that just makes for me, makes my job more enjoyable. I'd rather have a class of 70%ers who talk all the time than the 95%ers who don't and just write. I like all the talking.
So you're a big fan of independent thinkers then?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, you're one of them.
How are we doing on time? 5 minutes. Oh, we went way over our limit.
Oh my goodness. Sorry.
We have lots of footage to work with.
Cool. But yeah, you're one of my big independent thinkers.